Andre Onana has made a U-turn. He apparently does not want to leave yet to go join Cameroon for the upcoming Africa Cup of Nations just after the club had confirmed that him and Sofiane Amrabat were set to go and join their national teams in Ivory Coast. Welcome to the United Hotspot. This is breaking news. My name is Webb. Guys, the issues at Manchester United won't stop. Now, just when we thought we are going to get a chance to see Altay Bayindir, our number 2, make his debut for Manchester United, here's what's happening. So apparently, according to a reporter from ESPN, he has come out to report that apparently Andre Onana is saying he wants to limit his time away from Manchester United as much as possible. Now, this means, remember, the Africa Cup of Nations is starting on the 13th of January. Andre Onana's first game, his first game for Cameroon should be on the 15th of January. Now, what's happening is that Onana is saying that whereas he wants to go for the AFCON, he does not want to leave yet. He doesn't want to leave so early. They open up against Guinea, and he's saying he wants to first stay at Manchester United and play as many games as he can before he can practically go and join Cameroon. Now, Onana is known. Now, I don't have a reason to doubt this. I don't have reason to confirm it, but we know that Onana can be controversial. That's why we've seen him banished from the Cameroon national team before, came out and retired, only to come back from his retirement. It is possible that he's worried. But if this is true, question is it a sign? Is it proving what we already know? Because we've been saying it here. If you go into my past videos, even when Bayindir was here to join, I've been telling you how good a goalkeeper Altay Bayindir is. Maybe Onana is worried that he could lose his place because Bayindir could be actually a good goalkeeper. I've told you that United rarely gets it wrong when it comes to goalkeepers. We sign the right goalkeepers. Well, many have reservations about Onana. Not so many can say that easily about Andre Onana. But the reality is, history has it clear that Manchester United always has good shot stoppers. The first and second choice goalkeepers are always good. But we also know that Onana, having worked with Erik ten Hag before at Ajax, could be favored a bit, because reality is, if Onana, with the bad games he had at the start of his spell at Manchester United, another coach would have benched him and given a chance to Altay Bayindir already. We saw what Mikel Arteta did with Aaron Ramsdale, and now the number 1 at Arsenal, David Raya. It is possible that Altay Bayindir is that good a goalkeeper, but he's being limited because of how Erik ten Hag has favored Andre Onana a bit, and you can call it favoring or trusting him a little more and giving him more time to come good. But for me, this would be a bad statement on Andre Onana, because whereas, yes, we want our first choice goalkeeper to be there and fight with us as much as he can, I think it's a certain level of selfishness for him to even feel he cannot leave now and let Altay Bayindir have his moment of shine. It shows you he's not confident of himself. It shows you have a goalkeeper who knows that he has got a lot to do. It shows you a confused goalkeeper, because if one day you're confirming, it's confirmed that you're leaving. Obviously, by the time Manchester United came out to confirm this, they had a conversation with Onana, and he had said he wants to go. He came out of his retirement. I don't think Manchester United or Erik ten Hag forced him out of his retirement when he retired from the national team after being banished by Song, the coach. So for me, it doesn't look good on Onana. And if I'm Erik ten Hag, I would be thinking, whereas, yes, I would want him as my number 1 goalkeeper to be around. If I'm Erik ten Hag, I would actually let him stay, but still bench him and play Altay Bayindir, because you don't block an opportunity for another goalkeeper just because you're not sure of yourself. And I know it is okay to look out for yourself, but in this case, let Onana shift his attention and focus on the AFCON. In fact, if I am a Song, with what is happening now, I would actually bench him for Cameroon as well, because it shows he's not clear. He has not made up his mind on exactly what he wants to do with his life. I think for me, that is a bad sign. It shows someone who is not mentally right, who are upright, someone who does not make informed decisions, someone who you cannot rely on. I think for me, it's a bad thing. It looks bad on Andre Onana in all ways you can look at it. But that's the report that is just coming through, that Andre Onana is saying he wants to limit his time away from Manchester United as much as he can. Now, the debate has been about, of course, Altay Bayindir and what he can do. And people are excited, by the way, to see what Bayindir can do. If anything, in the game against Nottingham Forest, I'm thinking, why not give Bayindir a chance? Why not give him a chance? It's Nottingham Forest. It's a stubborn team. Of course, they have got a new coach. We saw how Nuno came and won his first game in charge. They gave us a good run for our money in the first game. We've had to fight to come from behind to beat them at Old Trafford. They're a difficult team to deal with. But I'm thinking, give a chance to Altay Bayindir. Bayindir has got good reflexes. He's tall. He has got a good physique. I'm not sure about his ball playing yet. I haven't got a proper chance to see his ball playing and whether he's able to fit into what Erik ten Hag wants. But he signed him. He was signed under him. So obviously, he probably has it. So why not give him a chance? Even Tom Heaton in preseason, just that he's too old, but in preseason, Tom Heaton played a good game before Onana arrived. So for me, I feel this doesn't look good on Andre Onana if it's true. I feel this is some level of selfishness, but also a lack of confidence. It shows a panicking goalkeeper. And if you're panicking like this, it shows you that your time is limited. I mean, you cannot stay for so long trying to cling onto grass, trying to, I feel like he's not in a comfortable place. Maybe it wasn't even a right decision for him to come out of his retirement. Maybe he should have stayed into his retirement and focused on fighting for his number one spot at Manchester United. So for me, Andre Onana, this definitely looks bad. I think he was worried. He's been worried by the backing that Bayindir is getting. I think the support that Bayindir is getting is, is sort of making him uncomfortable and worried that maybe he could return and no one wants him in between the sticks. But it still looks bad on him. If you believe in what you say, and I watched an interview a few days ago, the interview that was released of him, and I think talking about his foundation and the Man United Foundation, and he seemed to be oozing confidence. And I'm thinking that's the attitude and mentality. Even when you go into the comments, everyone saw it. That's the attitude and mentality of the number one at Manchester United. But if already he's worried that his place might be gone just because of a few, barely a month away playing the AFCON, I feel for me that again is a bad sign on him. And it's an indictment on himself. I think it doesn't look good at all on him. And what is there for him to be worried about? Again, you would ask, does it mean that actually Bayindir is really good? Is that a sign that Bayindir is really good, but is only being... Because I'm surprised that up to now, Altay Bayindir is yet to make a debut at Manchester United. I'm really surprised genuinely because I'm thinking Bayindir, even if Andre Onana is or might be better than Bayindir, I don't think the difference between the two is day and night. I think there should be a way that Erik ten Hag could have found a balance of the two and maybe have Bayindir, playing the Carabao or a few FA Cup games. We've got an FA Cup game, for example, coming up in January. Bayindir should be starting in between the sticks in that game. But because of this level of selfishness and maybe a relationship, and we've had reports coming through from Old Trafford suggesting that there's a certain level of favoritism from Erik ten Hag. I can't confirm or deny that. But if Andre Onana stays longer than he was expected before going to the AFCON, I would probably have reason to believe that maybe, just maybe, this favoritism that is being reported from Old Trafford and Erik ten Hag could be true, because Andre Onana has got to focus. His mindset now should be on Cameroon. But if he's now, making a U-turn and saying he doesn't want to go, is he in the right mental space to be in goal for Cameroon at the biggest tournament in Africa? I don't think so. So if I'm the Cameroon coach, I would think twice about him. If I'm Erik ten Hag, I will still think twice about him. His mentality and attitude, I think for me, has got to be put right, has got to be questioned, because this does not look good at all on him. It does not look good at all on Andre Onana. But that's the latest that is coming through, that apparently Onana wants to stay a little longer at Manchester United, limit his time away. That's a sign of someone who is not confident. That's a sign of someone who does not believe in himself. That's a sign of someone whose job is actually on the line. Yeah. This is confirmation that Andre Onana's job could actually be on the line. But question is, why? That could mean that Altay Bayindir is actually good, as good as we expect him to be. Why not give him a chance? Time for Bayindir to start in between the sticks for Manchester United. The United Hotspot. My name is Webb. Give me your opinion in the comment section.